Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and we're going to show you some of the things that are moving to larger tubs and upgrading, graduate as we say, and play the Can Matt Name Those Genetics. This one I would have got to cheat on because it's on this side, but the rest of them Caleb is going to bring to me and not tell me what they are. And we're going to see if I know my own snake collection, and the truth is, kind of. But we're going to see what we can do. But go ahead and click like, click subscribe, and then we're going and check out the Patreon, because when we go to Patreon, we're going to talk about why we've kept these and what we're going to do with them as they graduate. Well, this one's already a proven breeder, so you already kind of know what we're going to do with it, everything out there. And but when it has its next clutch or when the season's over, it will move from an FB40 to FB7. So it gets full-size adult female tub. It is ready for that, but we don't like to move these when they're in the middle of breeding, so we're not going to right now. So what are we looking at here? This is a really, really cool snake. I really dig this snake. This is they call a killer spin, which I'll break that down because, again, names are stupid. A killer spin scaleless head. So what is a killer spin? It is a homozygous pastel, so super pastel, right? Pinstripe, right, in there. And since it's a spin, that means it also has a spider gene. That's why you get all this white on here. So spider really does improve this. For those who hate spider, I'm going to tell you, I would take a spinner over like a super pastel pinstripe any day of the week. You get super thin. So when people are like, oh, I don't know if I hit the spinner or not, you look, all this black lines dripping down on a spinner should really only be one scale thick, right? If you got these lines are thicker, like 2 or 3 scales, you have just a super pastel pin. But in this case, that one line is telling you at the spinner, plus all this white. You don't get that much white in a pin, but it can be a little bit harder to identify sometimes for some. But that's how you know you hit the spinner, is you got single lines. If it's thicker, you could have just a spider too. So you've got to have those super thin lines to make sure you have both pin and pastel. This is probably the best example of what a really good spinner lines look like. Single scale, nice drips down. I mean, it looks like a pinstripe, just squeezed down more. So why do I love this snake so much? Okay, listen, man, this thing is just cool looking. Like when I first got into snakes, this was something that, would have been really expensive at the time. They're obviously not that crazy now, but I like the high white. I like the fact you get a white into a really nice yellow, and then that yellow starts to mix with this darker color, and then it turns just that kind of like washed out. So you almost have 1, 2, 3, 4 different color bands going down the side of this animal to the top. I think that's kind of cool. I love how thin the black stripes are. It adds a lot to it. And then, of course, the scaleless head tends to make the pattern just a little bit different, a little bit funky. And the scaleless head on this animal, I want to say it's a pretty high expression of scaleless head. That's not in doubt at all. You can really see how much scaleless head is on that one. It is just, this animal's fucking cool, man. What do you think about this one?
It was, when I first came over, it was one of my favorites.
Yeah. And, and this is...
Enjoy it. Back when it was in the like 10s.
Yeah. And you could throw the scaleless head out of the equation for a second, right? If you just throw the scaleless head out, then you're really dealing with a bunch of old genes that people throw away in the dumpster fire sometimes because it's not, but this is, I mean, it's 2 copies of pastel, copy of spider, copy of a pin that make most of the look of the snake.
Yep.
So just a little 4 gene combo or a 3 gene, depending on what look, you can call the 3 gene with one of them being homozygous. And it just makes a badass fucking cool snake. As far as looking cool, I will still put these up against almost anything out there. And they are just eye-catching. These and Calibes are some of the old school shit that to me is still just awesome. Calico on this would be fucking phenomenal too. It'd just be, could you imagine blowing it up more?
Yeah.
Woo, be hot. Be hot. So don't forget those old genes because they can make some cool shit. Yeah, you almost tried to breed 2 chicks together, which we don't judge anymore. That's fine. You won't produce any babies if you breed 2 female ball pythons together. They will not have eggs. Well, actually, they could. You could put 2 in there, they'd never breed, but maybe you'd get a parthenogenesis clutch. So it's possible. Oh shit, man, we're just gonna be heavy on the spider today, huh? All right, that's all right with me. So this one, oh fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, so this has pastel, spider, and fire and maybe yellow belly, right?
And Xantic.
Well, Xantic. I didn't even say the Xantic.
The fire and yellow belly have been just kind of iffy on back and forth.
I think one of them is at least there. It'd be a matter of which one because you have when you compare this to a normal zebra bee, and I didn't even say the Xantic. I just thought that what I was saying. My bad is you get a lot this is staying a lot lighter and higher contrast than we normally see in a zebra bee, with a lot more white up the sides, way more than normal. And I think that's some of those other genes coming into play. So I would expect that the fires going to be the head to be a little bit lighter than what it is. We got some of that dark gray, so I think it may be the yellow belly fucking with shit. Flip this thing over. Yeah, I'd say that's probably in there for sure when you look at the belly, because you can see how this kind of widens out a little bit and does some things, and right there. So it's got more than a normal zebra bee going on. So pastel, spider, Xantic, yellow belly, possibly some low expression fire in there, but we'll see. Really cool animal, nice little female. God, I can't wait till she's of age and size. Whew. Can't mess up my Xantic stuff. I better know what's in my collection that's visual Xantic. So that's 2. I'm 1 for 1 on the ones I had to name. Let's see what he brings me next. I have no idea what's coming, y'all. Oh, shit. I am going to fuck this one up. Because there's a couple things that can look kind of the same in these. Obviously, spider. Goddamn, everything's got spider today. Right? Spider's in there. Lesser's in there. Mm-hmm. Pastel's in there. And Ghost? No. What else are we missing? Something else in that thing.
Het Xantic.
Oh, just head Xantic? So it's just light because head Xantic. That makes sense. We want Xantic in our lessers. So it just looked a little bit light. But you can, yeah. So you got pastel, spider, lesser. And I knew I was forgetting one. It's the head SK Xantic. So this is a nice little female. Again, can't wait to get her to size. We have a lot of spider in our Xantic because I like what spider does with Xantic. But this is kept mostly for that lesser and the pastel. I'll probably use a super pastel Xantic. Well, no, I'm getting off topic. That's Patreon shit. We'll put that back. Really cool snake. What do you think about that one?
I'll be honest, not my favorite. I enjoy it. I love the lesser gene in the fact that I love making bells. I think the lesser gene in a lot of animals washes out contrast and pattern and doesn't necessarily age as well as I would like it to.
So I can agree with that. And as a snake by itself, is this my favorite snake? No. But it's potential, because I look at this heterozygous Xantic and think about it as homozygous. And lesser is one that's not put to Xantic a lot, but I've seen it and it's fucking amazing with it. So I want to get more and more involved in that. So that's why it's what its job is. So I love it for the potential, but is it my favorite looking animal in my collection? No. Which one do you think is cooler? This one? Or the Killer Spin Scaleless Head? If you were brand new buying your first ball python,
Scaleless Head, without a doubt.
Okay, what about the other one we pulled out that was the Xantic combination? Yeah. Which one do you think is the best looking one?
The Xantic.
Do you?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's between that and that Killer Spin. They're both.
Oh, I thought you were talking about between this one and the Xantic.
No. Overall.
Oh, yeah, the Killer Spin.
Killer Spin. Yeah, and I really like Xantic. So for me, I might go there, but man, that Killer Spin is just fucking badass. I'd probably end up with that Killer Spin. All right, one more, right? You got one more?
Yep.
One more. So I got that one mostly right.
It doesn't have spider.
It does. Thank fucking God. I mean, bro, I love my spider, but you're going to get me, like, crucified. I can hear it now. This guy only keeps spider ball pythons.
This is one of my favorites.
Oh, fuck, I know what this is already. Yeah. So this... Oh, damn, this thing's just pretty. And it's simple, y'all. When I tell you what all's in this, it's going to be like, nah, you got to keep saying shit, okay? This is a perfect example of more is not always better. This is a simple 2-gene combo, and it's Mojave and Blitz. Mm-hmm. Just a Blitz Mojave. This thing looks velvety smooth. The contrast is awesome. Look how when you get the light coming up here, you get the black highlight around the yellow. It's beautiful. The big blown out spots. Some really traditional Blitz stuff going on here. Probably the best one will be over here for you. I mean, that's just perfect as it gets. You got another nice one here where you're getting all flexing arms, right? So these things are freaking amazing. And yes, for the record, Blitz, Hurricane, and Trick, it's all the same. I don't give a fuck what anybody in Germany says. Also, I'll tell you, I'll put this up against anything coming out of the Hurricane line as just as nice or better. And yes, before somebody asks, you can make supers out of these. How do I know? Because I've personally done it. We personally have one that we made that, is doing just fine. So Hurricane, Blitz, Trick, all three the same. The idea that only Hurricane can produce a super is asinine, stupid marketing bullshit, and absolutely 100% not factual. You can make a super with any of them. As a matter of fact, you could breed two of them together and make a super. And yes, it would still be a super. It's not allelic because they're the same gene. It's just a different name for the same thing. We should probably all settle on a name and use just one. You know, I'm a little partial to the Blitz name personally. But you know what name it should probably be?
Trick.
Probably should be Trick, because Trick came out first, right? Trick's been around the longest. So how does this happen? Well, let me tell you how it happens. One, somebody probably got an animal that was not identified as Trick, but had Trick in it, and bred it, some shit popped out, and they go, I don't know what that is. They couldn't find the guy they got it from, and that guy had no idea, and they just gave it a new name. Because they didn't know. Nothing wrong with that. But now we know because of genetic testing. Same on the hurricane, right? Possibly. Or maybe that was done on purpose. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I do remember that the hurricane line was started by somebody who had bought, I believe, Tricks, wasn't it? And then there just wasn't Tricks anymore in their collection, and hurricane popped out. So I don't know. Maybe it could have been just random. I have no idea. I wasn't there. But I do know there was a purchase of Tricks, and now they don't produce Trick. I do know that happened. Strange, right? Strange stuff. I mean, we got one more. Oh, no, that was it, right?
No, that was it. This is for Patreon.
All right. So you're going to run over there so you have to talk again. Did you get your 10 words in?
For sure.
You did. You did get your 10 words in. Kurt, you're tied for 10 words on this video.
Okay.
It's 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You got 9 more, buddy.
We'll be here for a while.
We'll be here for a while.
You can give him "we will." That's an extra.
He didn't do it that way. He could have, but he didn't. You got to give me 3 more.
I can't.
You could say I cannot. You say I can't. Okay, we'll give him 9. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.